Good morning, sir.
Um, Morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Neha and Gautam is available. Neha or Gautam. What is Neha's number? Can somebody tell me? Roll number of Neha. Am I audible?
48, sir.
38.
48, 48.
38. 28.
48,
48, sir.
48.
48. 48. Okay. Both are absent, I guess. Gautam and Neha. Roll number 26. Why you raised your hand? Roll number 26. Yeah, only 36 members are present still now. Okay, today we will quickly revise whatever the topics we already covered so far. So until Unit 2 we already covered. So Unit 1 is regarding concern more about ethics, which is your inner feeling. And Unit 2 is towards approach to life, how to approach our life, what is the basic need of our life. We just discussed. And third unit is mainly concerned about whatever we learned in Unit 1 and Unit 2 will be a clear reflection on the third unit. So third unit is entirely a discussion. I have provided the material to you through WhatsApp. You can go through this one. So if you see, the third unit is self and another. So we until the previous unit, we just defined what is self rules, what is self-esteem, what is self-motivation, what is love, how can you evaluate everything. But based on many experiences, the authors in this textbook they have just summarized their experience. So out of three experience, we have to discuss this one. So three, four experiences are there. So after that, we will try to summarize what is me and what is others, what is the concern of yours and what is the concern of a immediate society. We need to discuss this one. So entirely this unit is regarding this discussion only. So I encourage you and I try to motivate you. Just keep on discussing in every aspect. Then only we can enrich our knowledge. Okay, not only my knowledge, your knowledge will also be enriched because through discussions only many topics will be clarified. I don't know or anybody who is claiming that expert in this subject also don't know. I can bet on that one. So expert in this subject also don't know the many terminologies and many terms in this one. Many topics they can't judge that one. So using the discussion in between us only we can conclude that topic, any of this topic. There are many situations in this unit 3. They have just wonderfully summarized this one. We will try to discuss on this one from the next class. So unit 3 is entirely, remember that one, unit 3 is entirely of discussion. There is no class work like I am just uh, having a PPT and telling you this is the definition of this one, that is the definition of this one. Okay, until unit 2 you have just learned whatever the required basis to discuss the unit 3 is. You already learned that one. So my sincere suggestion to you is until unit 2 you just go through your material, your textbook handout which I have provided. So okay, whoever is not having any textbook, whoever is having any difficulty in having a textbook, they can download that from the teams. Once again I am telling you, go to your teams will be here, activity chart and teams. Then in this one, uh, okay, these many classes will be there. So you will have, most probably you will have the only this class, BSc Electronics Communication Technology. So go to this one. Okay, just try to refer the files in this file section. Okay, here value education will be there. In this value education, go to files, So here everything I have summarized here. The video links or the lecture links, everything, the previous lectures, all the lectures will be in a one channel. So if you open this one, you will find a link. You will find this link. Just copy this one and paste in your browser so that you will be just prompted to the channel, which is this one, value education channel. So every previous video you can find there. Previous classes, all the previous classes you can find there. So syllabus I already given here for you as well as chemical technology. The syllabus is same. Then unit 1, the materials, whoever not cannot able to download through WhatsApp, you can find here unit 1 notes and PPT. After completion of each unit, I am just uploading the PPT over here. So unit 3 also material I have uploaded here. Whoever having difficulty through WhatsApp, they can just download from the Teams also. So this is I want to tell you. Then I will quickly summarize whatever the topics so far we have covered from right from the unit 1 to unit 2. So the first unit is entirely So the first unit is entirely about your inner values, your inner moral values, or your yourself. Okay, completely dependent on your view towards the society, your view towards the other person. Okay, that is introduction to ethics, your own ethics. You have to make a judgment. Okay, every time you have to make some judgment. Every time you have to list out your good values and the counter values or bad values, we can say. So here in the value education, your ethics plays a major role whenever you are discussing some topic, some controversial topic. So how you can approach to the topic depends entirely on your ethics, on your personal opinion. Okay, rather than somebody else, somebody expert is fixing that this is a solution for the particular problem. You should have your own point of view. You should able to defend yourself whenever you are finding some controversial topics. If you have some certain view, certain angle to represent that one, you should defend that one. Yes, my whatever the argument I am imposing on somebody else is correct. You should have that attitude. You should have a defensive attitude to gain over the topic. Okay, not gain over others, gain over the insights of that topic. So in this, the entire content of this unit 1 is introduction to ethics, which is firstly we will define what is value education and why the value education is very important. Then we have seen the reasons to have ethics for life. So what is ethics? Okay, nothing but a moral judgment, your inner feeling. That why we should have that inner judgment. Why do we should without any inner judgment or a moral value, how cannot we cannot lead life or not? We just discussed that one. Then what are the accepted norms or a positive values? In terms we can say that's a positive value, and what are the counter values? So in terms we can say that is a negative values. What are various counter values? What are various accepted norms according to the religion, according to the human belief? Everything we just have seen in this accepted norms and counter values. Then dimensions of human development. So there are various dimensions for the development, overall growth of a holistic development of the human being. There are many types of dimensions out there. One is a physical dimension. So growth we have seen. Then intellectually, how you intellectually will grow, what type of arguments is necessary to grow intellectually, and emotionally how we will grow, then morally how we will grow, spiritually how can we grow, and socially how can we grow. So all these dimensions through by incorporating all these dimensions, a holistic development of a human being is very much possible. So we need to consider all these dimensions before before in the learning stage itself. Then only we can develop our personality, our character. We can define our personality, our character in our own words. This person is characterized like this. As I am this type of person, you should estimate yourself. Before that estimation, you need to evaluate yourself based on all the dimensions of human development, right from the physical to the social development. Then what is value education and why we need to study? So why the value education is part of your curriculum? So because in this developmental stage, right from your teenage and this young age, so particularly this is a crisis period. According to the definition, this is a crisis period. Everybody has to cross from this stage. So there are many questions. There are many questions which are going in our mind, throughout our mind, whether that is correct or not, whether the situation, that belief is correct or not. So all this we should have a questioning habit first. So in order to develop, in order to inculcate the habit of questioning, in order to inculcate the habit of understanding, in order to inculcate the habit of deep going into the particular topic, so you need to have a value education. So value education, nothing but a means of a set of value systems. It is nothing but your value system. So everybody has their own value system. Nobody's value system will match with each other. So somebody will have a different set of value system, and somebody will have a another set of value system. Whenever you know clearly what is your value system, what values in on which your value system is based, then you have to inquire other value systems. Whenever you find some values which are important from the other value system, particularly you need to incorporate that values into your value system. So value system is a dynamic in nature. So there is no constant in this value system. Every time, depending on the age, depending on your discussion level, depending on your dimensional growth, various growth levels, everything depends on everything will have a clear impact on the value systems. So value system is a dynamic in nature. So each of our action will reflect our beliefs. So we should have some belief initially. So some belief regarding this religion, from the religion or something else. You should have some beliefs. Yes, this is going to happen. Yes, there is a God. There is no God. Something you just have some belief. Then based on your beliefs, there is your attitude. Your character will be there. So you will form some customs based on that one. Based on this, all of us have our own value system. So value system is nothing but value education is nothing but your value system, reflecting your own value system, studying your own value system, then understanding the other value systems. So in order to have this have a clear approach towards the value system, you need to have a belief. Then depending on your belief, the attitude will be there and customs will be framed. So overall, the value education is nothing but studying of your own value system. Then what is value clarification? Okay, whenever you find some question, whenever you have a habit of questioning, whenever you inculcate the habit of questioning into yourself, so then you can able to clarify any of the values. Okay, if you find some value from the others, okay, somebody is telling that this morally some situation, depending on some situation, they are telling that morally this is correct. So you cannot accept that one, whether that is correct for you or not. Okay, because somebody else is telling you, but you should have your own value system, then you should clarify that one. So the process of value education, where we learn to question, sift, understand, and finally decide for ourselves our values, beliefs, attitudes, and customs. So you should inculcate the habit of questioning. You should have a habit of understanding. You should have a habit of sorting out, okay, what is good, what is bad. Then you can define that process. Entire thought process is called as a value clarification. Whenever we clarify our values, we may acquire a new set of values and conviction and commitment to our values. As a result, we will have a fulfilled and meaningful life. So whenever you have a true value clarification habit into you, then you can have a fulfilled life. You will have a meaningful life. So value education does not mean so indoctrination or imposition of something on somebody else. So you should have your own values. That doesn't mean that you should impose that same value on others. So value education does not teach that one. So the value education is entirely a discussion. Discussion means from discussion only your value education will be defined. From discussion only my value education, my thought process will be defined. So my thought process is not equal to your thought process. Your thought process is not equal to my thought process. Okay, student perspective will be different, a teacher's perspective will be different, and among yourself, among the 50 students of your class strength, different value systems will be there. Nobody has a right to impose the same value system on somebody else. So value education, our own beliefs, customs, attitudes will entirely depend on the discussion, our accepted beliefs, and our societal norms, everything. So, in contrary, value education helps to preserve all the good and worthwhile aspects of our culture and encourages us to question, explore, and understand our values, attitudes, and beliefs. So, questioning is a good habit. Okay, you should know how to ask the question. Whether it is a good question or a bad question, it doesn't mean. Okay, but you should ask to clarify that one first. So value education also broadens our outlook to understand people adhering to a value system different from ours. So whatever the value system somebody else is adopting, when you know that one, if some good values are there in their system, you can incorporate into your own value system. So whenever you should have a habit of knowing the other value systems, what is going on in the other culture, what is going on in the other belief, what is going on in the other religion, okay, what is going on in other societies. You have to take everything into consideration. Then you need to question that, you need to sort out that, you need to understand that value. Then you can incorporate, if you like that value, you can incorporate into your value system. In that way, everybody's value system is completely different. So okay, the overall summary of this slide is to know what is value education. Value education is not about the imposition of that particular value on somebody else, okay, or through discussion, through sorting out, through question, through understanding, through deep discussions, everything we come to know what is the value, or what are the different values, what are the counter values. So value education is not uh, as usual as some engineering or some technology subject. It is just a discussion. Out of the discussion only our own attitudes will be, our own beliefs will be formed newly. Then what is ethics? So how this ethics will uh, enrich the value education? So what is this ethics? So particularly whenever the ethics is concerned, okay, we will just govern towards right and wrong. Okay, we'll just take in yes, this situation is correct, this is situation is wrong. How can we go to that conclusion as this is right, as this is wrong? So based on our internal moral value, moral philosophy, or code of morals, so which we are practicing, depending on that only we can judge that as this direction is correct, as this direction is wrong. So that type of behavior, that feeling, a particular feeling, is known as a ethics. So your internal moral philosophy is nothing but your ethics. Okay, ethics is also different from different others. Somebody okay, somebody will just what they say, somebody will just support their argument of criminal activities and everything. So that type of ethics is counter ethics. So that is a different ethics. So that is entirely not called as ethics. So ethics should take us towards the right path, not to divert us to the wrong path. So examples of a code of conduct set by a business. If you see some business, some educational business or something else, industry or something, so a code of procedure, okay, code of operation, COP we will call that. COP will be there for every business or every industry. So that is nothing but a ethics which is adopted by that particular industry. So particular business will adopt certain ethics. Depending on the ethics only, in every situation there is a clarification that yes, this direction is correct or this direction wrong. Whenever there is a wrong direction, they will abandon that one, then they will choose the right direction, next code of conduct. Like this, the industry will improve, that business will improve further. So there are three types of ethics. So one is the meta ethics. So meta ethics is meta ethics, then normative ethics and applied ethics. So out of these ethics, the more practical approach comes in the applied ethics. Okay, first two are first one is entirely social inventions or individual emotions we will consider in this one. So in the second one, so more concerned about the practical task. And furthermore, okay, to analyze a controversial topics, the applied ethics plays a major role in that one. Reasons to have ethics for life. Why should we have ethics for life? With the ethics only, our internal moral judgment only, we will go forward in the life. So otherwise we will stop somewhere else. So accepted norms are the common code for everyone in this world. Whatever the accepted norms are there in the business, in the particular society, that is a accepted common code for everybody to understand the procedure, to go further. So conscience with respect to accepted norms must be heard. So conscience is nothing but further, it is also a internal feeling of you, that conscience will just judge you, will just take you to the rightful path. Okay, there are many pseudo consciences is also there. So pseudo conscience is entirely a counter of this conscience. So nothing but your argument, whatever you are committing, whether you are committing an error, whether you are committing some crime, you will make a judgment. That is called as a pseudo conscience. Whenever conscience is there, our life will be in a good direction. So conscience with respect to accepted norm must be heard first. Okay, first we should listen first. Listen first to our conscience as well as some accepted norms in the society. Then attitudinal change takes place within the heart of a person. It cannot be achieved by coercion. So attitudinal change is naturally it will happen without any coercion. Here ethical reflection alone cannot be contributed, can contribute to this attitudinal change. So ethical reflections only change your direction, whether you are going towards the wrong direction. That ethical judgment, your moral value will play a major role in changing your direction. So that is for that perspective only we need to have a ethics in our life. When ethical reflections are brought in by people, prominence is given to human person and not to anything else. Whenever we are encountered with ethical issues, some ethical issues, we should give importance to ourselves, to our human values, not to something else. So ethics, what about the ethics for different types of personas, like a superhuman? So superhuman is entirely composed of a good only. Then the opposite of this is a inhuman level. So evil is a inhuman level. So that is entirely composed of the bad. In between there are two types of personas. One is human and subhuman. So ethics is only concerned about this human being. So conclusion statement from this one is ethics is only concerned about human beings. Ethics is not accepted in the subhuman society. Ethics is not accepted in the superhuman, because entirely good is there. In the evil also there is no ethics, because entirely a bad is there. That way we just classified that one. Then ethics a way to happiness. Whenever there is a friction, we are living in a dependent society. We are interdependent with each other who are there in our immediate society. So whenever there is a dependency, there is a there's a problem of friction in between them. There is a quarreling. Everything will happen whenever there is a dependency. So ethics will guide us. Okay, whenever we are having some friction with that one, how to solve that one, how to approach that one, everything will be guided by the ethics. So ethics is very much needed to lead a happy life. Then ethics, education for life. So this type of education, when you see uh, whenever you encounter something criminal activity or something, so you already have a questioning habit. So you should critically analyze that one. That type of effect is called as a funnel effect. In this funnel effect, you should open the question first with the basic questions. What is the person belongs to, how he committed the crime, everything. So the simple questions will be there. Then the probing. So towards the internal depth, you should ask a probing question. So then last is a closed question. So the question numbers will increase, the depth of the questions will also increase. That is called as a funnel effect. So this will usually applied in the court judgments, court hearings and everything. So ethics is needed for education. Ethics is needed for our education throughout our life. So ethics is the education for true and genuine human life. Then ethics as a basic need for man and woman. So everybody needs ethics. As we just discussed that one, education by life or happiness for life, is everybody needed that one, whatever irrespective of the gender, man or woman. So everybody needs this ethical education. Then ethics a way for harmonious human society. So whenever there is a conflict, we need to remain in harmony with others. So because of this interdependency on each other, we need to remain in harmony with others. So there are two spheres for this harmonical attitude. So one is a materialistic and spiritual. So in the good olden days, in the previous ancient days, what is considered means materialistic things is only for the common persons, whereas the spiritual things only for the priest or some sannyasis. But now the modern human being or a modern person, so okay, he is evaluating more both the aspects, material and spiritual aspect. Our development needs to be like that. We need to evaluate both the material aspect as well as the spiritual aspect. So that's the approach towards our happiness of a life. So whenever there is a conflict, whenever there's a friction in our society, all these frictions or conflicts are happening because of only our attitude that we need to gain a recognition, we need to gain some realization. Because of this only some friction, some anti-freedom activities, everything is going on. So to gain the recognition and realization, the person, the man will just have various threats, will just have inculcate the habit of corruption, nepotism, favoritism, exploitation, and consumption. Whereas we also have a good values. Okay, apart from these threats, instead of adopting this, going to adopt this type of threats like corruption, nepotism, favoritism, exploitation, consumption, we can adopt a good values like justice, cooperation, unity, solidarity. These are the good values. Through these 4 good values also we can gain a recognition and realization in our life. But the person, the man, instead of going to adopt these good values, they are going to adopt the clear threats of the society, like a corruption, nepotism, favoritism, exploitation, and consumption. So therefore we need to suppress this type of adopting the threats in our life, so that we can adopt a good values, we can inculcate the good values into our value system. Then only we can have a healthy society. Accepted norms. So what are these accepted norms? As we said, this one. So these are the accepted norms. Whatever the positive values in our society, these are the accepted norms. What are the negative values in our society, which usually considered as a counter values? So that's the best example for that one. So society, religion, and law of the nation recognizes many action of human beings as accepted norms. Okay, there is no standard accepted norms. Okay, many societies, many religious groups, many laws of every nation will have a different set of values, different set of accepted norms. Okay, we need to have a clear concern from them. So honestly, concern for others, love for one's parents are examples for accepted norms. So honesty and the concerns, whatever the concern we are showing to others, and whatever the love we are our parents are showing on us, that is the accepted norm. They are considered good values. So accepted norms are nothing but a good values as well as a positive aspects in our value system. So every society has a set of accepted norms. So every society will have a set of accepted norms. Okay, if you see your immediate society will have a set of accepted norms that will be reflected to the your village, then towards your mandal, your district, then the overall nation, overall state, then overall country will have a set of accepted norms. So that set of accepted norms is clearly called as a that will clearly reflect your ethical values. That will clearly called as a positive values. Then counter values. Okay, somebody will just justify their committed crimes and everything. So that type of values is called as a this type of attitude is called as pseudoscience, as well as that is considered as a pseudo conscience, and that is will be considered as a counter value. So murder or rape is condemned by every one of us as a crime, sin, and inhuman activity. So accepting bribes, if you see the murder and crimes, you will take very seriously. Because accepting bribes, shortcuts, and backdoor entry to jobs and adulteration of food and medicine, we consider these bad values, but we pay less attention towards this one. But murder and rape, usually we consider that uh, uh, as a great sin. But also this accepting bribe and shortcuts and everything, this also comes under the counter values. Also clearly these are the counter values or the negative values for our society. So we need not to accept this type of counter values in our value system. Then ethical reflection. So ethical reflection, just now we just said it's a wrong direction or a right direction. How can we specify that one? Our internal moral judgment only will specify that it's a wrong direction or a good direction. It is good for you, it is good for the society and everything. So that tool, that internal thought process which is going on our mind is nothing but this ethical reflection. Then we need to have a clear goal to develop our character. So what type of clear goals is, first you need to watch your thoughts for they become words. Okay, every word will be become every thought will become a word. So to in between this thought process will become words, you need to study your thoughts first you need to watch your thoughts, what is going on in your mind. So watch your thoughts for they become words. Then choose your words for they become actions. So whatever you are saying, it will be become action. So everything you need to watch your thought first, then understand your actions for they become habits, then study your habits for they become your character, develop your character for it becomes destiny. So obviously from the thought process to the destiny, there are many processes are there in every action, in every word, in every habit, in every character development. You need to watch your thought first, then only you can lead to a wonderful and a positive destination. The dimensions of human development. In the dimensions of human development, first one is the physical development. In the physical development, if you say in your childhood to the right from the right up to the teenage, your body parts and everything is coming to grow. So growth in height, weight, facial and public hair and everything will be coming that one. So voice change and many body parts will be just changing. So that is clearly comes under only the physical development. Then intellectual development. So intelligence is nothing but your own internal formation. So intelligence is a capacity to reason well, to judge well, and to be self-critical. So you need to have a habit of questioning. So in between the questioning, you need to reason well that question. You need to have a clear reason. Without any reason, you cannot ask a question. So whenever there is a reason, you can find some doubt in that one. So that one, intelligence reflects your capacity to reason well, to judge well, and is self-critical. Then a man's intelligence is seen more in the questions he asks than the answers he gives. So if you need to have a clear thought process, clear reasoning, then only you can ask a clear question and a more encouraging question. So to discern the truth in everything by whomsoever spoken is wisdom. So wisdom, achieving a wisdom is also a thought process, which is a intellectual development. So real intellectual growth is assured when he or she has a growing interest in what he has learned. Whatever you are learning right now, if you find an interest, then you are started your growth, intellectual growth. Has careful attention to small details. So, okay, whatever the small details are there, right from your coursework or right from your action, day-to-day course and everything. If you have a keen interest, if you can pay clear, careful attention to that one, your growth is started. So intellectual growth is started. Then has a habit of picking up important and essential facts. So whatever the facts are there, there are many values, there are many actions are going in and around us. In every second, there are going. So out of all these things, you need to pick up the essential and important facts into your life. So when you are picking like that, so your intellectual growth already started. Then has a good sense to see what is wrong. So whenever you encounter some situation, you need to watch what is going wrong. Then your intellectual growth has been started. And has the openness to correct his or her errors. So you need to accept your errors first. Yes, I have committed this one, but I will give a assurance that I will correct this one within a no time. You should have that type of attitude. Then your intellectual growth has been started. Then develops purposefulness. Okay, you should have some purpose. You should have some goal in your life. Then, if you have a goal, your purpose will be clear. So, if you need to develop a good habits like a goal setting and everything, short term and long term goals. Then acts towards the achievement of a good purpose in life. So our purpose for life is whether it's a happiness or something, whether it is leading to us towards happiness. Okay, entirely depends on our acts only. So your acts needs to be in a purposeful way. So then your intellectual growth will be assured. Then has honesty, unselfishness, humility, impartiality, fellow feeling, a sense of justice. This type of every feeling you need to incorporate in yourself. Then your intellectual growth will be assured. Then avoid conceit, insolence and arrogance with others. So this type of attitude you need to avoid this one. You need to neglect this one. Then your intellectual growth already started. You can be assured with a good intellectual growth. So you need to grow intellectually by adopting all these necessary steps. Then emotional development. What is this emotion? There are many types of emotions. Every day we are encountering many emotions like admiration, anger, friendly gesture, fear, love, jealous, concern, eager, happy, frustrated, anxious, irritated. There are many other feelings. Okay, every day we are just going through all these feelings, emotional situation, emotional draining situation. So how we need to handle this emotional situation? Okay, how we need to take this as a positive, this emotions mold towards a positive habit. So whenever you are molding, whenever you are accepting, yes, that particular emotion I am getting is correct or wrong, so your intellectual growth will be assured. So your intellectual growth has been emotional growth has been already started. Then moral development. So there are three levels for this moral development or a personal development, we can say. So that is a pre-conventional stage, then conventional stage, and post-conventional stage. If you see, we will blindly just follow the rules, okay, traffic rules or something else. So that is a pre-conventional. Okay, blindly we will obey to somebody else. But the next level is the conventional levels. So we want to impress others, we want to just leave expectations until the expectations of others. This type of moral development is called as a conventional development. So we in that developmental stage, all the duties and all the obligations of the social system will be fulfilled, and they will uphold the laws whatever the set by the immediate society. Then the post conventional level or a principle level, we can say that one. So follows internalized universal principle of the justice and right. So rather than being belongs to the single village or a single state or a single country, he will just think of the overall universe. Universal principles will be adopted. What is wrong with respect to the overall universe? Everything will be evaluated. So balance is concern for self and concern for others and a common good. So whatever the common good is there, he will accept that one. So post conventional or a principle level. So moral development we need to target for that. In the spiritual world, so spirituality is entirely not only concerned about the religion or something. We can take a yoga or some asanas and everything. We can do that in order to have a spiritual development. Okay, we need to inculcate a habit of speaking to ourselves. First we need to know ourselves, then only we can know others, about the others. Then the social development. Okay, in turn we can say the spiritual development. If you are more concerned about others, the spiritual development is equal to the social development. In that one, the first, in order to have a social development, so you need to have a opportunity for involvement. Okay, if something opportunity arises, somebody needs your help, so you are showing some interest in that one. Okay, you are showing that some interest in some relationship, then you can obviously get a positive recognition and feedback from somebody else. Then you need to improve your skills, then you need to involve through your skills, you need to involve, then your relationship will be clearly taken to the next stage, which is called as a bonding. Then beliefs and norms, then the particular person beliefs and norms match with your beliefs and norms, then your behavior will be reflected on your from your actions. So this type of social development we need to adopt. We need to remain socially harmonious with other person, with our immediate society. So our social development will be assured whenever we are remaining in harmony with the other societal beings. Then this is a clear summary between what is physical, what is emotional, intellectual, spiritual, moral, or social developmental stages. So physical development is more concerned about the complexation, height, size, growth with sexual characteristics, and everything will comes under one. The physical one. Then emotional is your temperament, how you are reacting to the immediate condition, or emotional reaction, how you are just handling that emotional situation, how sensitive your behavior is towards that situation, entirely dependent on your emotional development. Then intellectual development. Then in the intellectual development, usually you use your intelligence. So you will use your intelligence to solve the major problems, improving the general knowledge. Okay, your general knowledge will be improved by questioning, by just understanding the situation, and reasoning. You will try to solve the problem. So that type of solution is called as an intellectual dimensions for the human growth. Then spiritually, spiritual is nothing but more concerned about knowing about yourself. So first you have to set a goal for the life, then to attain that goal for the life, you should have some purpose, you should make some effort. So that is entirely concerned about the spiritual development. Then the moral development. So learning to be a constant is shifting the good and evil. So whatever the good from the bad situation, whatever the what is good, what is bad, that shifting, that sorting out attitude is nothing but your moral development. When you are sorting out the good from bad and sorting out the good and bad, your moral development will be assured. Then social development. So relating to the environment, relating to the immediate society, relating to your parents, relating to your neighbors, and everything will comes under the social development. In short, we can say that you can whenever you are considering to remain in harmony with others, your social development will be assured. Then this was about unit 1. So we have seen about yourself, how you need to remain in harmony with others. Okay, what type of developmental stages you are undergoing right now, and from the childhood, what type of developments you are undergoing. So the unit 2 is entirely concerned about the approach to life. Okay, you already learned what are these values. Okay, yeah. So, okay, you already learned what are the values, what are the good values, what are the accepted values, what are the counter values or the negative values. So using these values, how your approach will be in the life, so that you can have a good, valuable, happy life. Okay, good, meaningful life. So in that one, the unit 2 involves you to approach to life. So approach to life is common goal to approach a life is happiness. So how to go that happiness? Where that happiness is located? how to find that happiness. Okay, that happiness can be find out using your conscience, not your pseudo conscience. Whenever pseudo conscience, and whenever you are going to some particular situation, your conscience will guide you towards the good one, but your pseudo conscience always says you to guide you towards the wrong side. So it is up to you whether you have to prefer a pseudo conscience, whether you have to prefer your conscience, depending on your personal belief and personal acceptance levels. Your life, your happiness in life will be dependent. So approach to life, the contents involved in this unit 2 is conscience and pseudo conscience. So what is this pseudo conscience, what is this conscience concept we have to study. Then happiness is life goal. If your goal in the life is happiness, then how to approach that one we have to study. Then values revealed and lived in religion, experience of God. So what are the values which are revealed and lived in the religion? There are many religions are there in India as well as throughout the world. There are many religions. So out of these religions, what are the values they are revealing? What are the true values? What are the good values they are taking? So we need to study. We need to have some do some hard work to study about other religions. Whenever we are studying about other religion, we can incorporate some of the good values in our value system. Then experience of God. So what is God? Whether he is there or not. Okay, somebody will argue there is no God. So atheist will argue that there is no God. Then what about us? So what we are considering? How can we experience God? Okay, whether only a spiritual path, whether only a religion can lead us towards this godly things, we have to study. We already seen that one. Then love. What are the three components of love? How the true love, non-love, or compassionate love, passionate love, or the consummate love? How these varieties of love, depending on the three components of love only, that 8 varieties of love will be dependent. Then some of the basic stages and issues of life, like family. We need to have a family. We need to have a love, sex, marriage, and everything. What is arranged marriage? What is love marriage, and everything. These are the basic stages of our life. Then conscience and pseudo conscience. So whenever you are going to some situation, so your conscience will identify a accepted norms and this opposing values. Whether this is up to you to choose what is the counter value or to choose what is the accepted norms. For example, the pseudoscience. Okay, you, in the pseudoscience stage, conscience stage, what you will do, you will defend yourself. Okay, whatever you committed, whether you committed crime also, you will defend yourself. Yes, whatever I did, because of this reason only I did this one. Whether you don't accept that yes, this is error or not, you will just say that yes, whatever I did, yes, I did because of this reason only this situation has been happened. So that type of attitude is called as a pseudo conscience. But the conscience is nothing but your internal judgment, which guides us towards the righteous path, towards the good path. So there are many definitions for this conscience. So interior judgment, mind of man passing moral judgment, a mediator between law of God and will of man. So man's will say many things. So but some mediation will be there in between, balancing these two approaches, like a law of God and a will of man. That behavior, that feeling is also called as a conscience. Then the voice of God. Somebody will say that the conscience is nothing but a voice coming from the God. The judgment of the intellectual about the rightness or the wrongness of a course of action. So it's a judgment. Okay, whether right is right or wrong. A call to action or desist from the action. Action. It will also comes from our conscience. A faculty to discern good from evil. Whatever the evil things are there, we can just take out some of the good aspects. So that type of feeling is also called as a conscience. That type of tool is also called as a conscience. A command to do good and to avoid evil. So whenever we are going to some situation, you will have, you clearly know whoever the person who is committing a crime, he clearly knows that one, that is the evil thing, or that is a good thing. But using its pseudo conscience, his pseudo conscience, he will just try to defend himself. So the opposite of that type of attitude is called as a conscience. A voice, a dictate, an inner voice. So everything is the same inner voice, that one, a moral feeling of right and wrong. So this is also the right and wrong direction. It will show the conscience, an integral part of a person's character. So everybody knows that whether they are committing a good or bad, everything, that's the integral part of us. Okay, whether irrespective of that person will know that what he is doing. Then the last step in the process of differentiation between good and evil. So we need to the feeling which separates the good and bad is called as a conscience, a moral feeling of right and wrong. So everything we are taking good from the bad, or we are just discerning the good and bad. That is called as a concept. Then accepted norms and counter values. So we have seen in the previous unit the accepted norms and counter values. We just have to list out this, what are the accepted norms, what are the counter values. So popularly, the good aspects of our society, good aspects of the values or the positive values are called as the accepted norms, and the negative values or the clear threats to the society is called as a counter values. Out of all these situations, out of all these behaviors, we can list out different types of accepted and counter values. Doing your own duty. So doing your duty is nothing but a accepted now. We have to accept, we have to earn, we have to perform a duty for ourselves. That's a mandatory, so it is accepted now. Copying in the exam. So by passing like this, you cannot say something to the society. So it's a clearly a negative value. Then bribing to get a job, it is a negative value. Telling a lie to escape from the danger, it is a negative value. Not caring for beggar and the needy, so it is also a negative value. Whether somebody accepts it or not, it's a negative value. And confronting your superior. So in some religions, according to some religions like Buddhism, so whatever the superior, whatever the guru it says, it's correct, superior. So this is also comes under the negative value. And not caring for beggars and the needy. Second time repeating. Okay. This is also a counter value. Jumping a long queue to get a ticket for the train. This is also a counter value. Not obeying your elders. This is also a counter values with some flaws. Then destroying a public property, it's a clearly a counter value. Spoiling somebody's career, it's a clearly a sin. Not as a negative value, it's a clearly a sin. Then pointing at a fault of others. So without faulting your own fault, without finding any fault by yourself, you cannot point the fault of others. So this is also a clearly a negative value. And bettering someone who helped. Okay, this is a clear sin. This is also, then this is a negative value. Earning money in the wrong way. So in the wrong way, you cannot earn the money, you cannot win your bread in the wrong way. So that's a negative value. Child labor is also a negative value, which is spoiling their childhood. Then teasing a handicapped person is a negative value. Not helping the poor people, it's a negative value. Not being faithful to the parents, that's also a negative value because they raised us. Then lying, it's a negative value. Treachery, negative value. Hatred, stealing, and everything will comes under the negative value. So we need to differentiate what is the negative value, what is the positive value. Then only we can incorporate a good value in our value system. Then what are the sins? So most religions, whatever are there, according to them, there are many sins are there, like arrogance, anger, envy, impurity, gluttony, laziness, avarice. Everything will comes under this sins. So yeah, a British preacher will is there. According to his words, what are the social sins? Like politics without any principle is a social sin. Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, industry without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice. All this will comes under the moral sins or a social sins. So according to religion, the following seven are the social sins. Then happiness as a life goal. Whether we consider whatever we are doing in our career is in our life is leading towards us happiness or not, that depends on our goal. So if you have a goal to be a happy in your life, how can you find that happiness in your life? Is life precious to you? Yes, my life is precious to me. Yes, most probably your life is also precious to you, I hope. Then do you desire a healthy life for yourself and your loved ones? Yes, first stage is to look after ourselves, then we should look immediately towards our families. Yes, my family's health and my health is also very important. Have you any expectation out of life? Yes, we do have. Without any expectation, you are not a goal oriented person, you are not a goal setter. Then do you have any life goals? Yes, we have. If so, what is your approach towards achieving your goals? Okay, whenever you are setting some goal, there is a purpose for that goal. There is a purpose. There is a clear effort. There is a clear steps which will lead us towards our goal. So there are two types of persons which are existing. One is a goal setters. They will have a clear definition of their life. They know what they have to do. Another one is just live for the present. So that type of people will don't have any future. They will just live for that one. So we can't be like that because animals don't have any goals, but they just live like that. So according to the human persons, we cannot do like that. Today, for many of us, is large sum of money and adequate quantum of wealth seems to be guarantee for happiness. So, is it true? So, we have to discuss in that one. Whether we discuss or not, we don't remember. So, happy feelings. There are many types of feelings which are going whenever we are feeling some happiness. So, excitement, the more excitement we will call the joy, pleasure, satisfaction, happiness. You will most people will encounter this into the day-to-day life. For each of this situation, we have to test our feelings. So whatever the feelings are there, we have to discuss this also. Then answer for happiness. Whenever the God and some humans are just questioning, so what is the happiness? Where we should keep the happiness from the human being? So that's a popular story will be there that you have to read from the textbook. The searching for happiness away has been a never-ending effort by some most people. So some try to buy it, some are contented with what little they have, some never find it. So whatever the happiness are there, everybody's goal is to lead a happy life. So to do that one, somebody will buy a temporary happiness. Okay, by buying something else, by buying what we like, that's a temporary happiness. So many are restless throughout their life in search for happiness. So to which category you belongs, you need to evaluate that one. So is there any prescription to reach the happiness? So from the wise man, there are prescription. The way to happiness is keep your heart free from hate, your mind from wrong, live simply, expect little, give much, fill your life with love, scatter sunshine, forget self, think of others, do as you would uh, like to be done to you. Try this for a week and you will be surprised. So whenever you just try all these accepted prescriptions from the wise man, your life will be unusually changeable. So you can clearly notice the positive aspects of your life. Then there are also a prescription from the religion. So there are many religions which are there. Out of this, the popular summary is this one: Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Jainism, Sikhism. So to achieve true happiness, we have to practice a certain set of good values which are revealed and lived in various religions. So various religion. So the common goal of every religion is to lead us a good, happy life. Okay, to lead us to a meaningful life. So that's the religion. You need to accept some good values from each religion. Before that, we have to study what is each religion, what are their values. So Buddhism, the prominent value found in the Buddhism is the love, truthfulness, kindness, mindfulness, compassion, sincerity, generosity, sexual restraint, uh, heedfulness, right means of livelihood. These are the popular values which are there. Then the noble truths. Okay, the four noble truths of the Buddhism is the truth of suffering. Yes, there is a suffering. We need to accept that one. We need to find a cause for the suffering. Find cause of suffering. Then solution for suffering. We need to find a solution for suffering. Then implement rightful actions so that that problem will be get solved. So these are the four truths of the four noble truths which are revealed in the Buddhism. So one of the four noble truths of the Buddhism is a marga. So you need to find a path, clear path to lead to the question of this dukkha or a suffering and the realization of nirvana or absolute truth. Every religion will tell you to take us to the absolute truth. So that absolute truth can be find out through the marga or some path, so that our sufferings will be lower. So that is clearly that marga is called as a middle path. So the middle path consists of 8 steps towards reaching truth. They are right understanding. First, you need to understand right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So all these are specified as a middle path, which we need to adopt in order to solve any type of problem. So guidelines of Buddhism to reach the values are to abstain from killing, to abstain from stealing, to abstain from sexual misconduct, to abstain harmful speech, to abstain from intoxicants causing heedlessness. So to abstain, so these are the guidelines which was prescribed according to the Buddhism. You have to study this one. Then Hinduism. So the prominent values of Hinduism as revealed in the Vedas, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the lives from the lives of many saints. So that are the love, ahimsa, love of all beings, humility, modesty, sense control, service to the guru, dutifulness, steadfastness, purity, and dharma. So all these are the popular values which are there in the Hinduism. Okay. Class from the next class, I suggest you to do read unit 1 and unit 2 material first, so that the values revealed by various religion, your moral standard, your character will be defined in the unit 3. Okay, in the unit 3 is completely a discussion. Prepare your mind in such a way that you need to discuss at least one or two topics in each class, so that some clarification we can get, some clarification about self and concern for the others we can get. So prepare like that according to that one. Okay, in the next class there is no excuses in the discussion. Please cooperate in the class. Okay, I hope you understood. Thanks for listening.